Hi everybody, Dominic the drill instructor. Welcome to the clinic Tuesday night, 7/7, July 7th, 2020. And I hope you guys already had a great, ladies and gentlemen, had a great 4th of July weekend. And we've got a big week ahead of us. Okay, so we want to continue with where we picked up from last week. And but first I do want to say thank you to my sponsors, to Pool and Billiard Magazine, and to Diamond Billiard Products, to Dr. Harrison for my fantastic glasses, for the Rio rack, which one of the top racks in the billiard industry. And so let's get started with banking tonight. As I promised you from last week, we covered some basic banking techniques last week, and tonight I'm going to show you two top banking methods that you just really want to get this. This is fantastic stuff. Now, I want to let you in on a small tip that you ever get to the table and you want to try to warm up or practice a little bit, and somebody comes up to you and the first thing is, hey, can I join you? Can we play a game? And all of a sudden you don't get to warm up, you don't get to practice. Maybe there was something you wanted to work on, and all of a sudden you get interrupted. Well, one of the best techniques that you could use is, I'm doing it right now in front of you. Can you see it? Put the balls in a rack. If you put the balls in a rack and then you start taking them out one by one to do something on the table, like I'm doing right now, maybe you're cleaning off something from the table, you're going to shoot a shot, and you've got the balls right here, and you're going to shoot a simple, you can shoot any kind of shot. But if you keep the balls in the rack in the middle of the table, that is a silent signal to somebody that you're doing something special and you really shouldn't be interrupted. It wouldn't be okay to say, can we play a game of pool? You're in the middle of doing something. So that is a really important tip if you wanted to start warming up and work on some bank shots. You want to hit 10 or 20 bank shots. But how are you going to do that with balls scattered all over the table? You just look like anybody banging balls. Put them in a rack and then start working on your shot, and nobody's going to bother you. If somebody does come up to you, they're going to say, hey, what are you doing? And you could say, I'm working on some drills. They'll leave you alone. This is a great way to do that. Okay? Good. Okay, first thing first, I want to show you system number one, which is parallel shifting. Okay? Parallel shifting works like this. First of all, a lot of players get in trouble when it comes to parallel shifting. They pull the front of the stick or they pull the back of the stick, and they don't move perfectly in alignment. So one of the exercises that you could do to start working on alignment is just put the tip of your cue at diamond number 1 and the butt of your cue at diamond number 2. Lift it up and just walk diamond by diamond by diamond and see if you are relatively straight. Now, once you've done that, then go from diamond number 1 to diamond number 3. Pick it up and walk it a diamond. Walk it a diamond. Then you can actually go from diamond number 1 to diamond number 4 and pick it up and continue to use the diamonds to get yourself used to keeping the cue completely parallel, and so you're not waving the front and you're not pulling the back. Another technique that is super effective for parallel shifting is when you raise your stick, have the white of the ferrule from your eye line, eyesight directly to the ferrule, looking at the cut of the cloth from the cushion in the rail. Now, if you hold that there, you can close one eye, it's easier, and then you start to parallel shift, but keep the ferrule right on the cloth. If you wave out or pull out, you'll instantly come off the line. So it's one of the best ways to stay on the line and keep your parallel absolutely perfect. So that's the one I prefer to use. That's the one I like to teach the drill instructor way. You pick it up, you can see through it, you can see the ferrule right along the cut of the cloth and the rail, and you can literally make a 4-diamond shift, and you're going to be perfect, because if you pull the tip out or the butt out, your stick's going to come straight off that line. And that is the best way to do parallel shifting. Now, second thing I want you to do is I want you to get used to putting a ball on the table like this. And let's just, for now, we're going to put this, we're going to put it right here, 2 diamonds up, 1 diamond in. And you're going to find the center between the ball and the diamond of the pocket. Remember I taught you last week, where's the diamond of the pocket? It's right on the shelf of the pocket. Because the measurement of the diamonds, when you see them from here to here, all of a sudden it comes up short. But if you turn the cue in, there it is, right over that spot. Many of your bank shots will be missed because you're aiming for the pocket, not the diamond. Now, I know that there's a lot of players who say, well, I just kind of eye it, I just kind of see it. You're just guessing. And if you feel comfortable with guessing, then you should also feel comfortable with how often you miss, and don't be slamming your stick down because your stick didn't make the mistake you did by guessing. Now, if you can put the tip of your cue exactly at the middle between that diamond and that ball, and then I want you to point to the pocket directly across. Now, at this point, I said the pocket across, but I want you to learn the word mirror. Point to the mirror. So, as an example, if I'm going to be trying to pocket this one ball to where this diamond, this pocket is here, the mirror of that would be straight across the other side, right there. That's the mirror. So I'm going to pretend that's a mirror of that ball. Now, for some of you who can just go get a nice small little mirror and put it up over there and stand it up on that side of the table, while you're standing here, you're going to see that ball look like a mirror. You're going to see it in the mirror, and you're going to see that ball. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to find the center of those and put it in a nice T, a letter T, and then you're going to pivot and point to the mirror. Now, once you are pointed to the mirror, you can pick up your cue. Remember, I'm using one eye, putting the ferrule on the cloth, and I parallel, there it is, right to that spot on the table. There it is. That is the spot that I need to hit that one ball to make it here where this ball is to the pocket. Now, depending on where the cue ball is, let's just go ahead and find our ghost position. It doesn't matter where the cue ball might be at any point, but that is the position that you're going to aim at. Now, here's how I want you to start, the same way we did it last week. So I want you to find the center, pivot to the mirror, pick it up, parallel over the banking ball, put it down, and then bring the ball nice and close. So remember last week how we learned the basic principles of banking? We're going to still apply those same techniques. The only difference is now we're going to actually do it using a method of banking. Last week we used diamond. Remember, half a diamond to 1 to a half? We used the angle in, was the angle out. Okay, this time we want to do the same thing, use the same technique, and just shoot straight and make that shot straight. Take it from each position just like we did. Now, same position. If we put the ball here, right on the first diamond, we'll say, find the center of those two, pivot, pick it up, follow the cushion, set the alignment, come down, and practice that bank shot, okay? Then you're going to do the same thing by moving the ball up a half a diamond. You can even move it out a little more on the table if you'd like. Find the center. Pivot to the mirror. Pick it up. Parallel. Find that spot. Make a nice, simple, straight shot. Do the same thing and take that same shot, okay? Bring the ball out a little bit further. Find the 2 points. Pivot. Pick it up. Parallel. Find that spot on the rail. Now, what I'm suggesting is each time you do this, go ahead and empty your rack of balls so that each of these positions up table and just begin to take a shot and take the shot so it goes like this and it just plays simple to the bank. Now, you can move the ball closer and then begin to move the cue ball further. You could bring the ball out and bring the cue ball back a little bit further. But I want you to begin to develop confidence and the accuracy that you learn this pivoting technique. Now, do keep one thing in mind as a bonus. If you had to kick the 9 ball and this becomes the banking ball, the same way that the 1 ball used to be the banking ball and you found the center, if this were a kick shot, you would still find the center, pivot to the mirror, pick it up, parallel shift, and now you go ahead and shoot it like it is a kick shot. The same technique for banking works for kicking, and this is the parallel shift system, okay? This is parallel shifting. Let me show you technique number 2, okay? Now, not trying to overload you, but I want to show you another technique that works extremely well. Now this time, in fact, let's go ahead and work down here on this side of the table, and just for the fun of mixing it up, okay? Doesn't really make any difference, but it just kind of gives a little bit of a transition. Now, I am going to use the same banking technique. Get this out of the way. Follow the steps. From the banking ball, perpendicular to the rail. Put the cue right under the cushion. Step 1. Pivot to the destination. Step 2. Pull the tip straight back until the banking ball and the corner pocket diamond are exactly on line with the ferrule. That's step 3. Pivot and go perpendicular right back into the rail. That's step 4. And then pivot straight back to your object ball. Now, once again, this is a technique. Just make a nice straight shot, take your time, and go ahead and shoot that shot, okay? That's good enough. Now, once again, step 1, the banking ball, perpendicular to the rail. Step 2, pivot to the destination. Step 3, pull so that the object ball, the banking ball, and the corner pocket diamond are exactly on the line. Now, if you're not sure, you could walk around this way and double check yourself. If you want to go the other way, go ahead and check yourself. But be careful of 2 things. Don't bang into the banking ball, and don't let the tip be moving, because then your line is off. From that position, perpendicular back to the rail, pivot to the destination, set up a simple banking shot one more time and shoot it. Now remember, as you get into the habit of practicing more, move the object ball out. Move the cue ball out more. Now work on straight shots. One of the reasons so many players never become really good at banking is they don't develop solid basics. They want to just jump right in. You know, it's not the way you do it. You got to run the first mile, and then the second mile, and then the third mile before you know you could run 3 miles. You just can't go buy the outfit and get all dressed up and go, now I'm going to run 3 miles, and you haven't run 1 successfully. So do the banks the same way. So start from the first diamond, perpendicular to the rail. Pivot to the destination. Pull it back to the line, to the pocket, perpendicular to the rail. Pivot back to the ball and set up your first bank shot. and just go ahead and shoot a whole rack of basic shots. Just get started with basic shots, and then move the ball up further, move the ball in further. And this is the way we do it. Now, these are two. There's more than two, but these are two extremely good banking method techniques that give you the opportunity, depending on what the layout of the table is, if other balls are in the way. Now, the pivot system is the most accurate because there's no chance of your parallel shift getting sloppy. And second, the parallel shift gives you the best freedom to be able to hover over any balls, even when you have balls that are very close together, as much as even frozen together, so that you could still see the exact aim. You might not always be able to take the tip of your stick and put it underneath it and bring it because there might be another ball in the way. And so knowing the pivot system and knowing the parallel system gives you the greatest chance. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get into more banking next week. One of the things I want to suggest to you, if you really want a lot of help, the best training aid in the billiard industry, it is the number one in the billiard industry, is the Bank Rail Angle Calculator. You go on the Drill Instructor's website. There it is right there, the drillinstructor.us. Look up the BRAC, B-R-A-C. That means Bank Rail Angle Calculator. This is the greatest training tool that will help you be sure that you have perfect accuracy with your parallel shifting, with your pivot system, but it does so much more. It does all of your kicking, all of your banking, plus it does all of your 30 and 90 degree caroms as well. So it gives you the opportunity to see straight through the Bank Rail Angle Calculator. You could see the exact measurement, and you know that your parallel shift is perfect. You know that your pivots are perfect. And whether you're kicking or banking, you just will be so much more accurate than you ever would have before. Okay, hey, last week we hit 10,875 pool players. We reached over 10,000, almost just short of 11,000 from last week's program. Congratulations to all of you. I love you. Thank you so much. I got a bunch of mail. I've got a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to teaching you. I am already beginning to take students. So if anybody, like tomorrow, I got a student coming in from 1 to 4 o'clock. Any of you who are really interested in wanting to get some solid one-on-one private training. Now, if you are more comfortable and you have access to a table, we can easily use the computer and do it through a Skype or Zoom type of connection. You could see me, I could see you, and as long as you can move your camera around on a little tripod or some kind of gooseneck with a clamp, that is perfectly fine. But otherwise, you can come right to the Drill Instructor's Billiard Studio right here in the Parker Room, and we can start working together, okay? You can easily distance ourselves on the table with no trouble whatsoever, and we can get to work on what you're trying to accomplish on a very personal, customized basis, okay? So, God bless you. I love you all. Remember, aim straight, shoot straight, spit the pockets. And that's the Drill Instructor way. I'll see you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I'm just working on that. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next week, Lord willing. You have a fantastic night. Bye-bye.